Namaste, myself Dolly Saraswat from Apollo Hospital, Ahmedabad welcomes you all in today's FB Live session. At one side, when the whole world is fighting with novel coronavirus or COVID-19, at the other side, maximum of the people are getting well treated and doing their activity. But the important question is that after post-COVID infection, are you able to do your work as you used to do previously? For this, if your answer is no, then today's session is for you only. In today's session, our guests who are joining with us is Dr. Manoj K. Singh sir, who is FNB in Critical Care, AHA Regional Central Faculty, Consultant Chest and Critical Care from Apollo Hospital, Ahmedabad, and Dr. K. M. Annamalai sir, who is member of HPC, UK, ICCP in Ireland, and HOD in Department of Physiotherapy in Apollo Hospital, Ahmedabad. Welcome you, sir.
Namaste.
My first question is for Dr. Manoj Singh sir is that, sir, what is your experience in COVID-19?
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. After seeing almost more than 2000 COVID patients, I will have to say that this disease is going to stay with us. It really shook us in the beginning because of lack of preparedness, lack of resources, and lack of effective treatment. But for the last 6 months, we can just tell you that it is better than what it was. We are all geared up, and the trend in the last month itself shows that we are ready to fight this disease, even from home, even in the hospital if you are hospitalized. Now there is no reason to panic as what you were doing in initial phase. It has a cure, it has effective drugs, and most of the patients go back home with treatment.
Yes, sir. Sir, nowadays we all are seeing on the social media, television, newspaper, everywhere, the topic which is at the peak of the mountain, that is vaccine. So what you want to say regarding COVID-19 vaccine?
So New Year began with new hopes. All of you have now read, and as what you know about COVID now, most of you know about arrival of vaccine even in our country. Yes, so the vaccine has come. It is going to help all of us. Vaccine history in the human mankind is only for prevention, only for giving you effective antibody, only for making you fit enough to face this in any scenario which was not planned by your day-to-day routine activity. So various types of vaccines are discussed. I am not going to nitty-gritty of which vaccine is what component. Vaccines are made either by the live virus particle itself. It is attenuated, means its effectivity is reduced, but the main component of the virus which gives you immunity by raising your antibodies is there, that is live attenuated. Second is heat killed viruses. Heat killed viruses means the virus is killed by extreme amount of heat, but still the protein and the antigens are there on the wall, and as soon as it is injected in human body, antibody is mounted against the said antigen. Third is the component of the virus itself, the DNA or the RNA. So both vaccines, as all of you have been reading and listening to all the media and the messages from the medical world, both vaccines have come. DNA also has come, RNA also has come. Then comes VLP, virus-like particle. Means the virus-like genomic sequence is artificially grown in the lab, and they inject the same amount of immunity as what a live or attenuated or a DNA of COVID virus can do. So all have come. Only patients who have high risk, who have comorbidities, extremes of age, definitely, and all of us, healthcare workers, the frontline warriors, all will definitely get the benefit of the vaccine.
Okay, sir. Means with welcoming the new year, that means we have a ray of hope regarding the vaccine of coronavirus. So my next question is that who needs rehabilitation?
Okay, it's a very good question. All of you who have been staying indoor in the last 8 months, you also need a benefit of a thing which you haven't achieved till now. Even if you got the COVID, or if you are lucky that you haven't got COVID, is rehabilitation. Rehabilitation means going back to where you were not the same speed what you were doing, because humanity was running, and it was, the destiny was not very clear. Everyone was running behind something. COVID has given a human break. So rehabilitation will give you both components. One is a mental freshness, second is a physical comforts, physical milestones which you probably post COVID are not able to achieve. We have come across patients who actually had very mild COVID, but now joining back to their work, they are really afraid. All the same questions: shall I take vaccine? Will I get it again? What if I get it again? Will it not be like dengue? It will strike again harder to me. So all these questions are addressed in a basket called rehabilitation. So the patients who will benefit the most are one who are very anxious, second who needed 2 or more days of hospitalization, third who are still on oxygen, or fourth who still need any support in their disability. It may be physical disability or a mental disability. And last but not the least, all extremes of age who had COVID definitely will need rehabilitation immediately.
Yes, sir. So whenever we used to talk about any disease or its treatment, there is a birth of some myths. So what are the myths, common myths which are regarding to COVID-19?
The myths related to COVID-19 कि एक बार मुझे हो गया तो कभी भी नहीं होगा, दूसरा मुझे कभी भी कोविड नहीं होगा, वो तो वायरल इलनेस थी, एक रिपोर्ट तो मेरा नेगेटिव था, एक पॉजिटिव है, तो मेरे को तो कोई बीमारी नहीं थी, तीसरा मैं ठीक हो गया हूँ, मेरे को डॉक्टर ने बोल दिया अब तेरे को कुछ नहीं होगा, सो अब मुझे कभी कोविड हो ही नहीं सकता, चौथा मुझे कोविड हुआ क्योंकि मैंने लापरवाही करी, अब मुझे कभी भी नहीं हो सकता क्योंकि अब मैं बहुत ध्यान रखूंगा, शायद ये एपिडेमिक अब चला गया क्योंकि नंबर सब कम हो गए.
Sir, my next question is for Dr. Annamalai sir, is that as we discussed about the myths of coronavirus, rehabilitation even, so what you want to say regarding the myths?
Yeah. So the myth, regarding the myth, if you want to understand, it is a viral disease. So throughout the world they speak during the viral disease, the rest is a medicine. I totally agree with that. But when you are post-COVID, when you are coming for the part of rehabilitation is concerned, the rest is rest. You need a optimized and threshold level exercises to manage and to progress yourself to fit into activities of daily living. So this is the first myth I always want to say everywhere during this COVID times. The second important point is regarding the myth is concerned, the people believe that if I just hit bottom of the rock, then only I need rehab. It is actually a myth. You need every time, even a slight changes in your activities of daily living. That means it shows that there is big change within your system or body. So you have to adapt to that. If you are going, then you are going along with the disease. So you have to look into it. I think you have to enter into the rehab phase. And the third important is people feel that it is a drug detox. It is not a drug detox basically. The drug is always supportive and slowly you can reduce the amount of drug which can be replaced by rehab. So I think drug detox is also a myth. It is not a detox. And very important thing is people talks nowadays want to go rehab, but there is an unaffordability. There is one more thing, because of insurance regulation is in the country is little bit, it is now growing. So in that sense, what I want to say means, the disease, a part of the disease you want to treat, it is a 40% it is actually rely on rehabilitation. So we cannot take it very lightly. So in Apollo we have a recover clinic, in that we are just focusing on rehabilitation because the rehab is a part of recovery, because without rehab there is no full recovery. So 40 to 50% is contributed by rehab. So I think the money, if you consider, I think it is adding a value to the life, and it is more about the quality of life rather than the quantity of life. One more I would like to talk about is, I can do myself rehab. So this is actually again a big myth. I want to burst it, because you can do, but see, I can say that by reading a book you cannot do exercise, because the exercise is something like skillful. So for example, if you take swimming, you take a swimming and you read a book, thousands of books, can you swim? Not possible. So you need a proper guidance, and bodily reflex has to develop, and it has to give a sensory integration of your body. Then only you can do a sewing. So in such sense, if you see, you need accountability of rehab, you need a structure, infrastructure for the rehab, and you need a support service for the rehab. All these three components is very important to break this myth. So that is we are providing in the hospital setup as a rehab area. So these are all the myth we have to break it.
Okay, sir. That means we all have to break all those myths which are regarding the rehabilitation, and we have to put it in the bill. So my next question is that what are the components of rehabilitation?
Okay. So the components of rehabilitation depends on the patient's outcome of perception. And we can call it as perception as well as hallucination, because the hallucination, I use the word because here the COVID is involved in your brains also. That is a thinking process. So I can call it as perception and hallucination. Both are the two important components, that is physical and mental well-being is going to list out. For example, if the patient is post-COVID, if you feel that I'm inability to lie flat, you need a rehabilitation. And patient says, I cannot able to climb the stairs like before. You need a rehabilitation. A patient says that whenever I do a simple activities of daily living, I feel breathlessness, or I cannot able to do, I feel chest tightness, and I feel the muscle pain and aches, and all those people require a rehabilitation. And very important thing is the structured form of hospital rehabilitation, we are focusing on oxygen depth phenomena. Because post-COVID, basically the lungs become so stiff lung. So that is actually lose its elasticity level. So because the virus is affecting the elasticity of the lung. So there what we are doing means, because of this loss of elasticity, there is an oxygen depth is created in the body by movement, because during the movement, every muscles of the body, nook and corner, you need oxygen. So, but the oxygen's holding capacity as well as the releasing capacity within the body is compromised because of loss of elasticity in the lung. So this results in oxygen depth. So when the oxygen depth's created, so the patient feel breathlessness, and sometimes patient feel mentally suffering. Because of that, the anxiety starts. So during the anxiety, the patient feel heart rate increased, kind of palpitation. So these are all the different kind of this thing. Some patient will have, even after post-COVID, they will have a continuous cough, and they have a crepitation in their lungs. They're having a sputum inside sometimes. And mainly I want to say that pre-COVID, most of the patients, when we come to OPD in physiotherapy is concerned, they will come with the neck pain, trapezitis with a headache, which is called cervicogenic headache. So we treat them for 2-3 days, and third day say that I have a fever, and we check that it is a COVID positive. This is a very important area which I came across on real scenario life. So if you have a headache and trapezitis, please take care, because that is also one of the symptoms which can be considered for a pre-COVID symptom. We can take it. So I think these are all the components where we have to look after: oxygen depth, palpitation, fatigue, tiredness, and inability to perform the activities of daily living, and also the cough and trapezitis and any aches and pains. And these are all the things we have to rebuild the confidence. So these are all the components we look into it.
Okay, sir. Sir, apart from learning all the components regarding rehabilitation, my next question is that what are the phases of rehabilitation?
Yeah, it's a very good question, I feel, because you need, when you have to have an intervention of rehabilitation. I can call, rather than rehabilitation, we can start in this COVID pandemic situation, prehabilitation. That is, before rehabilitation, we have to do prehabilitation. So prehabilitation means we can improve the immune system, improving programs, and same time we can just teach them certain exercises to keep them active, and where you can keep your, I think there is a direct connection of exercise is going to keep your movement of blood within the body, is going to keep your D-dimer level in better way, and there are evidences. And rehab at an ICU, that is a rehab at ICU. This is very crucial area, because now the patients who once got into ICU, and Newark there is a big study, the just patient putting on prone lying. The prone lying is a position basically, which is lying the patient on the tummy, and it is a prone ventilation in ICU, and also the mild minimal movements in ICU can prevent the thrombolysis. It is acting as a low dose heparin within the ICU. It acts as a low dose heparin, And if you go to the rehab at wards, if you see, we have to work on oxygen depth, we have to work on the 6-minute walk test, and we have to create their basic oxygen carrying capacity and the chest expansion, and all those areas we can work at the ward level. And the next level is at OPD level. We can call them OPD level, and we can do a regular rehab program to improve it further. And we have to already components which I have just talked to you, those components can be taken care in the OPD level. And rehab at home is very important. It's a tertiary rehabilitation. So we have to give them the instruction what to do, and every month we have to call them back and we have to monitor. And the great thing is, in our Apollo, we have a COVID rehabilitation booklet. For discharging the patient, we are giving this. And this is containing a beautiful information regarding the different phases of rehabilitation. Specifically, this book will help you for home-based rehabilitation, where when you go to home, the patient have a lot of doubts, so they can just clear with this FAQs with this book. This is one of the beautiful outcome measure.
Now again, I would like to welcome Dr. Manoj Singh sir for the further queries. Sir, my next question is for you, that what are the drugs which are useful in rehabilitation?
The main issue with us as allopathic doctors is that people will ask you every time is from head to toe if they have any problem related to any disability or any discomfort, they will ask a drug. Many times we ask them to come back and follow up, and we tell them these medicines are only for few days, and then they feel that because the prescribed duration is over, there are no drugs, because they don't even think about it. So main drug which is required in rehabilitation is A, B, C, D. Okay, so A, B is airway and breathing. You have to breathe normally. That's what environment has given you. Stop living in a closed door. Just live freely. Do your lung exercises very nicely. C is circulation. Take care of your circulation. Take care of your hydration. People again go back to the usual era. Wearing a mask, ask us as a doctor, as a COVID warrior, wearing a mask for hours together makes you so dehydrated because you are breathing through a cloth, and the cloth is actually hampering the airway humidity which is actually there, and your nasal mucosal membrane actually gives you a lot of water when the air goes in. So you are actually inhaling a dry lung. So C is circulation. You take care of your circulation. D, many times people have a very bad habit of continuously asking for treatment for D-dimer, because they continuously keep doing it. There are patients for months together, they will call, Manoj sir, my D-dimer is 1000. Earlier it was 2000. Earlier it was 1000. How can I treat? So I always say D-dimer, D is for D-dimer, D is for dehydration. So check back to your again fluid level and get back to hydration. Consciously you hydrate yourself. And then E is, what is your ease of daily performance? So A, B, C, D, E are the drugs for you. If you do not have an ease of daily performance, say for example, as Dr. Annamalai said, your anxiety level, it's very high. Then your ease of performance by the heart, you keep hearing your heartbeat. And all of you now, most of the families in India, like you have smartphones now, you all have pulse oximeters. So you are mentally hooked up to the pulse. So always you will keep saying, oh, my oxygen level was 99 and now it is 95, give me a drug. So if that ease has gone, the comfort which probably your doctor told, your oxygen level about 93, heart rate below 90, if that ease is not there, or when you walk you are short of breath. So these are the things which actually we give you in a bundle called rehabilitation. So, and most of the times, as Dr. Anna said, most of the tertiary level home rehab also can be done. But if you take care of your basic senses, air, water, mind relaxation, daily physical activity, gradual increment of the work schedule, in the mask, with the mask always, these are the common things which we suggest post-discharge. It's a viral illness, so you will not need a viral drug for months together. You will not even need any other drugs which we give apart from multivitamin. Those who are actually taking normal food, Indian vegetarian food is full of vitamins and minerals. You don't also need more extra vitamin unless you have documented vitamin deficiency, you have diabetes, long-standing chronic illnesses, lack of water in your body because of kidney issues, excess water because of heart issues. They need extra supplements.
Sir, you being a doctor might face different scenarios while working in the hospital sector. So you want to share any real life scenario with us?
Yes, we have a lot of success stories, lot of people who continue to be in touch with her by their mind, by their great wishes, by human presence, by their tough mental spirit. We had one patient, our first patient on ventilator. He was on ventilator for more than a month, and then because the pipe was too much, we had to do a tracheostomy on him. And after that also, he stayed in the hospital for more than 15 days, means 1.5 months of stay. Our first ventilator COVID patient. When he comes back to us, he was on oxygen. He was hardly able to speak because of long-standing tracheostomy tube. Now with good rehabilitation, now with good counseling, good nutrition, he has joined back his company after a month and a half of outdoor rehab. He is doing very well. He is normal. His hypertensive medicines have come down because he is following his disciplined life post-COVID. There are endless number of stories. Time is short, but such patients are not uncommon. You have to just fight this disease with mind. Rest of the things we will take care for you. Thank you.
My next question is for Dr. Annamalai sir. Sir, you being a physiotherapist, you also might face different scenarios while working in the hospital sector. So, do you want to share any real life experience with us?
Yes, definitely. We have a lot of good and bad real life experience during this pandemic. Initially, we were not much aware about the disease, and slowly we started to learn the process, and now it is created a little bit systematic, and now we are able to understand the patients much better than before. So the few things which I want to discuss with you at the earlier how we just look into it, and now what we are looking into it in the real life scenario. In the earlier life scenario, if you see, the patient will say that during fever, can I do exercise? This is a common question we used to get, because the patient is sick and is just staying in the home, and he feel that if I do exercise, I will get immunity. But this is a myth actually. So we say that during the fever, you need a rest. During the acute phase, you need a rest, because rest will help you to build up your immune system. So this is a real life question which we make the people understand. And the second one is well said by Dr. Manoj Singh, that everybody nowadays are wearing like a ring, wedding ring. They are wearing, all the people are wearing the spirometer, the pulse oximeter. So it is become a very like, it is more familiar than sphygmomanometer nowadays. So the people, it is affordable also. So the people are using this as a ring, and every now and then they are just looking into is what is my SpO2 like that. So I think which is creating more panic and more fearful environment to them. I think then we advise to patient, you don't worry, unless you don't have any symptoms. Morning once you observe and evening once you observe, it's more than enough. You make a record and send it to the physician. We used to advise them during the rehab phase. So these are all the real time, and very real time. Now I want to thought process of good things I want to share. The patients from ICU, when they move to the wards, and from the ward, actually they are at the bottom, rock bottom, and their energy level is low, and their confidence level is very low, and the muscle power, the rest is rest, because the rest is needed, much needed for viral to fight against it, to create an immune system. But same time, the too much of rest is rust. So we have to make them believe, and we have to create the confidence, and slowly we will start to move them, the breathing exercises. And sometimes patients says that I cannot able to do the balls in spirometer. See, we have to just boost every now and then. Slowly we make, it is something like a architectural work. Crucially, we work every day, now and then. And end of the day, when patient is getting discharged, and once they go to home, when they come to OPD, and after that they are going into their real life setting of their job. Now we have many patients, we have experienced that they got into a real lifetime job, and those people are coming and just blessing us. Really, we felt that the rehabilitation makes life very easy, and making better life actually. I can say that the physicians and our ICU specialists and everybody is actually giving the life, and we are adding the quality of life, and which we experienced during this COVID times. Really, we thanks for them, got to understand this dynamics, and we help them. They gave opportunity to help them out when we are doing it, and really many patients are cried, and really they become better and better and better, and we have lot of such cases.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your experience. Sir, my next question is for both of you, for Dr. Manoj Singh sir and for Dr. Annamalai sir. We all are listening one concept, that is Apollo Recover Clinic. Sir, what do you want to say regarding this?
It's a very unique concept. I think all of you should uh, come and experience this concept who have got COVID. Recover means coming back post recovery of COVID in a unified or a team-based approach. So we at Apollo Hospital Ahmedabad have developed Recover Clinic since few months now. It's at the ground floor. Those who have undergone COVID treatment even at home, and all those who were discharged from our hospital or any hospitals in our city or neighboring vicinity, you should come to COVID Recover Clinic. There we have, as we already said, multimodal approach. As a clinician, one of our team from Pulmonary Critical Care will sit there, a doctor will be there, he will assess your bodily needs. If your body function needs medicines, needs further investigations, needs a follow-up investigations regarding to your lung health, regarding to your heart health. Many patients have come to us with COVID-related kidney problems, COVID-related strokes. So our neurologists, our nephrologists, cardiologists all help us in medical angle. Then we have a team of therapists led by Dr. Annamalai sir. I think you should explain the recover concept from your end.
Yeah. So I want to add a word over here, no operation without cooperation. In such a way we made this concept of Recover Clinic at our Apollo. And here under one roof we have multidisciplinary approach. So because of that, the patient will get the 100% what he wants to for his body, both physiologically as well as mentally, both. At the same time, I want to say a few things regarding the salient features of Recovery Clinic. We have a systematic and scientific method of approach of rehabilitation, where we have accountability, and also we are just focusing more on not only a medicine part, and we are looking for exercise part with expert physiotherapist, a team of physiotherapists, and they are working on their oxygen depth level. At the same time, they are working on their endurance level and the prevention of injuries. And as such, Dr. Manoj Singh told that many people have a thrombolytic problem, such as thrombosis as well as the stroke, and those people require a special care, so we are providing that. And also asymptomatic patients who have a problem of reduced muscle power or taking rest, or scientifically we see that some patients may have a problem of COVID, but they do not know and they don't realize also, but they will realize in some other activity that activities of daily living they will be suffering. So those patients also can come and they can take the use of our Recovery Clinic. And pre-symptomatic and also patients like trapezitis, I said, generally those people also can come in. And we have exclusive setup, and we are taking care of all the hazards. Actually, we are actually very clean and neat environment, and we have a totally properly sanitized, and the therapists are well trained for that. And moreover, we have a good dietitian to make you understand about the immunity, and we have a psychologist, because the end of the day, the whole body will work based on your confidence. So the confidence can be, because the rehabilitation is ultimately from rock bottom to bring you to the confidence to a level of normal life of activities of daily living. So all these things are properly amalgamated, and we are giving a guidelines also, and further if they want any doubt we are clearing, because we have physicians with us, so they are guiding us regularly, that their perspective. So I think it is a very good cooperative way, and it is a beautiful concept, and we are working on it. So I think it is one of the much needed concept we are working on.
Definitely, sir. It is a very amazing concept for all the post-COVID patients. In the fight of global COVID-19, my last but not the least question for sir, both of you will be, what message you want to give for post-COVID-19 patients?
So my message is 2021 has come. It has come up with a new hope. Remember, we as humans have more resilient spirit. Resilience means capacity to fight back than animals. So let's fight back together. COVID is going to stay with us, but our strength is in our mind, is in our capabilities, in our resources. Don't just stay at home afraid. Just come out, take the full benefit of our Apollo Recover Clinic and come back with normalcy. Namaste.
Sir, yours.
Yeah, I want to convey a message on this new year, on this new occasion, that I want to introduce a word called epigenetics. The epigenetics means what you believe you will become. I think for that our recovery clinic and our rehab team and physiotherapists and everybody will work for that. And definitely this will be helpful for you to come out of the recovery of all the problems which you have because of COVID. And because of non-COVID also, the people who are just facing the problem only because of psychosomatic illness, that also can be taken care in a beautiful way. I think the forthcoming year is going to be a very good year and we will work on it. And still it is, we are evolving with the science and every day, and whatever advancement come, we are just inculcating in our system and we are working on it. So what you believe, you will become. With that word, I would like to end it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for joining us in this live session. At the last, I will say that rehabilitation is not only a word or a myth, it is a whole concept and a process which will bring your entire body in the normal status. Thank you so much. Namaste.